Well then, let's get started. Hey guys, for today's great adventure, Timmy and I are going to compete with one another on who can make the better football stadium.
Yeah, we're gonna be making some pretty big builds that will blow your socks off for sure. I don't know how to make a stadium though.
You don't have to worry about that. All you gotta do is look at a reference and we're golden. Timmy, I want you to go all out today, so make it count.
Well, I accept. Eric, let's start building. Okay, so I'm gonna be the one building first. I'm gonna be starting with some white blocks because a lot of football stadiums have white paint on them. Right now, I'm basically gonna be starting off by putting down the dimensions I want my stadium to be. All right, now let's change directions this way so I know the width.
Wow, guys, as you can see, Timmy is really into building this right now.
What I'm doing right now is putting down lines that will pretty much say where the goal of each side is.
Looking good so far, buddy. Not as big as I thought it'd be, but it's great for those Little League games.
All right, now it's time for the inner lines, since it won't be complete without them. We are just about done with this side of the field. Next, we have to bring it to the other side. But first, we're gonna be putting down the center lines where the game starts. These lines are very important, since you can get a good idea of which side the ball is on, red or blue.
Nice attention to detail, buddy.
Okay, we're pretty much done on that side, so it's time to do this one. Done. Now it's time to add the goals, since what would football be without the goal nets, right?
Oh, you're using cobwebs to make it look like the net. That's pretty good. I might have to take note of that for my build.
Okay, fine, Eric. I won't charge you with stealing for that. This one is pretty genius of me.
Guys, as you can see, Timmy is covering the whole outline with cobwebs so that it looks good and is accurate to how real-life goal nets work.
Just finishing the backside, and there we go. That should do it. Now it's time for the other side of the course. Building this type of stuff is always about sympathy.
I think you mean symmetry, buddy? Sympathy is different.
Alrighty, I'm just doing the exact same thing as the last side, but make sure that both of them are even, guys, because it'll look bad if it isn't.
That's correct. Always make sure that your builds are symmetrical, and if they aren't, make sure they still look good. Nice thinking, buddy.
And that is done.
The little football field of yours is really starting to come together, buddy. This is looking really great. It's gonna be a hard opponent to beat.
Now for the last few touches, which don't have to be there, but they add a lot of personality to the football field. We're gonna add seats. If you want to get famous from playing the sport, then you're gonna need an audience after all.
Yup. Don't forget to add more rows as you go up, Timmy, since a lot of football fields have a ton of seats, no matter how small the game is.
You underestimate me, Eric. I'm way ahead of you there. See? I'm not sure how many rows I'm gonna need, but I want them to still look good and not look like a staircase.
All right. Just wanted to make sure. I'm just the cameraman here after all.
I think 2 rows just aren't going to cut it for this one. I want the number of seats to be proportional to how big the field is.
I think you mean proportional, buddy. And yeah, add a 3rd and 4th row.
I think putting 2 stairs at the same time as the 3rd and 4th row is gonna make this a lot faster. There!
Okay, now it's time for my build. I'm doing the same thing Timmy did with his earlier and putting down the outline for the entire field like so.
Wow, you're going really fast, Eric. That's so cool.
Yeah, well, if you're an experienced builder, then everything is just gonna come naturally to you. Okay, now that the outer rim is done, now it's time for those inner lines.
You're basically doing the same thing I did earlier, since most football fields look the same. Yours has some more details, though.
You betcha. I'm trying to capture the true essence of a football field, and how there's a ton of small details here and there. Okay, that side's done. Now it's time to do the other lines.
What are you doing there, Eric? That's really different from what I did on mine.
Well, Timmy, most football stadiums these days have a lot of color in them, with the only green being on the field itself. So I'm gonna be imitating that by doing this method of creating seats, which will add a lot of personality to my build and separate it from just a field like yours to a full-on mini stadium. Right now, I'm gonna be putting a little box here that can serve many purposes. It can be the locker room, or maybe a viewing area for all the rich people watching the game.
A few hours later.
Okay, so the bleachers are pretty much done. We even got a division between the seats and the field for safety, as you can see.
Oh, what are you putting there now, Eric, with the quartz?
I'm expanding and adding more structure and body to the whole stadium, just so it looks really nice. This way, the bleachers won't be floating in the air, because that makes no sense.
Wow, your build is really coming together, Eric, and it looks like an actual stadium. That's amazing. I wish mine would look like that.
Psst, yours already looks good, buddy. This is all just decorative. Yours is very functional, to be honest, so don't bring yourself down like that.
Oh, wow, what's that this time, Eric?
Well, we can't just have the audience staying under the heat, you know. That wouldn't be good for business at all. So, by adding this roof above the bleachers, we can make sure that it makes sense. Have you ever seen a stadium that doesn't have a roof over the audience's heads?
Come to think of it, no, I haven't. That's super cool that you thought of that, Eric. Nice one. Ugh, now I want to redo a bunch of stuff with my football field.
Your build is just fine, buddy. Plus, we have a time limit, remember? You can't change anything after your turn.
You're taking quite a long time doing that roof, Eric.
Yeah, well, I have to fill it all in above the side, and also keep the shape of the field in mind. Alright guys, it's time for us to review each other's builds and see who has the better one. We'll be starting off with Timmy's, so why don't you give us a little tour of your build?
Well, I added a lot of seats for the people to watch on. I also added a little walking space for them right there before the last 4 rows.
Alright, let's test this field out, Timmy. Play ball!
Get ready to lose, Eric. I'm good at this.
We'll see about that. Alright, I'm coming towards you. Be sure to catch this. Haha, you see those moves, Timmy? You're the one who's going to look. Whoops! I broke the glass accidentally.
I'm gonna defend this goal with my life.
We'll see about that. Aha! Goal!
Alright, now that you've won, let's check out your build, Eric.
Okay, so we're gonna be starting outside the stadium, actually.
Wow, a whole entrance and everything? This is pretty impressive, Eric. You really thought about all the details that you put.
Yeah, and just like a normal stadium, you go through the bottom and find where you want to sit by the field or way up there.
All right, Eric, I'm gonna beat you at your home court. Let's play ball, right here, right now.
Before that, keep taking a look first at all the details I put in, like the scoreboards and the lights.
Okay, I've seen it all. Now it's time to play ball. Let's do this like we're in an actual football game. Let's run towards the ball.
Don't say you didn't ask for this. Here I come. Eric has the ball. Come on, defend your goal. Let me show you my football moves. Here we go.
Timmy steals the ball and no, you have it again.
It's a clear goal for me. Ha ha ha. I win again.
Whatever, I'll get you next time. I promise. Goodbye.
I'll take you up on that. Anyway, that's it for today's adventure. Don't forget to comment and leave a like.